Yes, we should complete Unit 11, inshallah. So, what did you study last class?
Last class we take vocabulary and grammar and writing.
Yes, vocabulary about what?
Vocabulary was about
Mhm. The best things in life.
yeah.
Okay. So, again, let me ask you again the same question. What are the best things in life for you?
I think
Mhm.
cats.
Yes, having a pet like cats, having a good job like, as you mentioned, you would like to be a doctor. Also,
Yes.
the best hobby for you is
Reading.
exactly reading books. And for the sport, what is the best sports for you?
Playing basketball.
Playing basketball, right? So also we focused grammar focus one, like and would like. We use like, enjoy, love, hate to express your likes and dislikes or your interests, and then we use would like to express what you want to do in the future or to make offer. Any questions about this?
No.
No. Okay. So today, inshallah, ya Jude, we should complete another important lesson in Unit 11, survival items. Survival items. What does mean survival? Survival from survive. We have survive. Survive. What does mean survive? Survive, survival. Okay? Survive means يعني you live, but you have the basic needs of life. Survive. Like people, you can see a lot of people survive in the desert. Means what? They live in very difficult conditions. They don't have enough food, they don't have enough water. Even if they have food, maybe it's not clean enough, and something like this. But they are surviving. Like people in difficult or war condition, they survive. Okay? So survival items. يعني what are the basic needs that you need somewhere to live? What do you think is the best and the worst thing about camping? Do you like camping, Jude?
No.
No. But why? Why you don't like camping?
Because always there is maybe the weather. I don't like it, and also there is no. I don't like it. Yes.
And yes, I agree with you. Camping is not good enough, but maybe sometimes if you have a lot of survival items, it may be a good experience. Like what? Here, match the words in the box with the photos. Here, these photos, Yashud, they are marked by letters A, B, blah, blah, blah. So let's take them one by one. First, can you please read the words in the box? Then look at the pictures. Can you read them, please?
Yes. Tent and blanket.
Yes.
Magnifying
glass together, yes.
Sunscreen, knife, compass,
Okay. Compass. Toilet paper, yes.
Torch.
Torch, yeah.
Mirror.
Batteries. Insect. Repellent.
And rope, water.
Purification tablets together. Water purification tablets.
Okay.
Water
Bottled
purification tablets. Yeah.
Bottled
Bottled,
water.
bottled water. Bottled water.
Bottled water. Match.
Matches.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses. Right. Are they clear for you? Difficult words?
Yes.
Like what?
Magnifying
magnifying glass اللي هي عدسة مكبرة. magnifying glass عدسة مكبرة. Yes.
torch.
Torch كشاف. We use it at night. Torch.
Okay, the last one,
water purification tablets اللي هي يعني أقراص لتنقية الماء. Sometimes you don't have fresh water or clean water. You need some water from the sea. You can fill a bottle from the sea and put some tablets or some pills أقراص حبوب كده في المية. خلاص صارت pure. You can drink it. We call it water purification tablets. We use it, as I told you, for emergency. Okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
No.
Right. So what have you now? Look at the pictures and the name. Let's take them one by one based on the letters. What's A?
Mirror.
B? Insect repellent. Insect repellent. زي ما بنقول كده زي المبيد حشرات. Insect repellent. Okay. You need to use it for camping. What's C?
C, it's
Tent.
yes.
What's D?
D, it's
D is
the
magnifying glass. Yes, magnifying glass. Yeah. What's E?
E, it's toilet paper.
Yes, toilet paper. Now F.
Knife.
Knife. F. G. Where is G? G. Can you see G? Where is it?
No.
طيب J. K. خلينا نكمل. K. ها. K.
Bottled water.
Yes. K. This is bottled water. H.
H is
maybe water purification tablets. Water purification tablets.
yes.
Okay. What's L?
L,
maybe batteries, right?
yes.
L, sorry, L, water purification tablets. I, tablets, or sorry, batteries. P, peer, rope, right? Rope.
Yes.
O,
Glasses.
sunglasses. N,
It's
matches, right?
yes.
Okay. M,
Sunscreen.
yes. J,
J,
torch. Torch. الشاف. Okay. What's H?
H,
Here. Compass. What does mean compass? اللي هي البوصلة يعني.
yes.
To know your direction. Compass. Okay, I think we're finished. And what about this? No number here.
Blankets.
Blanket, yes. I think we finished all the pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you want to go camping, Jude, you should have all these surviving items. Each one of these are important or is important. You can't live for a week without these things, especially if you go camping in a desert or in a difficult place. Okay, so now let's just common questions quickly. Have you got which of the things in the box have you got at home?
Yes, the batteries.
I think maybe all of them, right? At
Yes.
home. This is at home. That do most people have at home? I think
Yes.
again most of them. Type. They usually take on a camping holiday. Imagine Yajud, your dad asks you, let's go camping holiday this weekend, right? What would you like
Mm-hmm.
to take with you?
Um,
Mhm.
all the things that's mentioned as survival
The
items.
basic needs for you, the survival items. Let
Mm-hmm.
me say, if 1 day or 2 day camping, مثلا, for example, only 2 day camping.
I think rope and
Rope, yeah,
sunscreen,
sun cream,
glasses,
okay,
bottled water,
bottled water, of
water,
course, yeah,
water perfection tablets.
maybe, yes, if you finish your water, yes, you may use seawater. What about the
Uh,
tent?
yes, water.
I think this is number one. Okay, this is
Mm-hmm.
number one for you, the tent, right? This is your house there. Okay. Would you like to take insect repellent?
Yes.
Yes, it's because you might see some dangerous insects or flies, for example. Yes, anything else?
No.
Like, do you usually take on a holiday at a hotel? Now you go, you spend your holiday in a hotel. What you need to take with you? Not in a camp, in a hotel.
Yes. I think
Mhm.
sunscreen. Um,
Okay, sun cream, yeah.
I think also sunglasses.
Yes, of course, sunglasses.
What also?
Mhm. I think you need to take your blanket, maybe. Okay.
Yes. Um,
Yes. Anything else?
no.
Right. So we call this surviving items, Yajud. This, as we mentioned, the basic needs when you go to short time in difficult place to live. Right. Now let's come to the second part in our lesson today, conditional sentences with would. Imagine, Jude, I give you a question. What would you do if you have $1 million?
I think first I'll go to buy a house.
Again, you would
I
buy a house.
yes.
So if you had $1 million, number one, you would buy a house. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
I think also I'll go to
Mhm.
I'll travel. Yes.
Not
Maybe
I'll, I would. I would
I
travel.
want travel.
I would travel. Okay. You can say, I would build a new school for poor people, for example. I would, let me say, I would uh, buy a new car, for example. right? What's this? This is conditional sentence. يعني it's not true يا Jude. The fact is what?
Yes.
We don't have the sum of money. But we imagine يعني بنحلم إذا حصل هنعمل بها إيه. That's what if. If after if we use past simple, it's called if clause and the result clause. result clause أو المين clause اللي هن في الحالة دي هنقول would plus verb 3. اوكي. هنا لو البنت او الراجل ده بيقول if I became president، لو انا صرت رئيس هعمل ايه؟ قال I would build more hospitals، هبني more hospitals. هل هو رئيس؟ No.
No.
لكن بيتخيل. That's what we call it conditional sentences. Okay. يبقى conditional sentence يا جود we have two parts if clause وبعدين comma والmain clause would plus verb 1. زي ما قلنا if I had $1 million هعمل بيهم ايه؟ I would buy a big house. If I had $1 million I would buy a new car for example. Okay. So far so
Okay.
good.
Yes.
طيب ايه بقى لازمة conditional sentences؟ ايه لازمتها؟ We use it for with would to talk about imaginary، شيء خيالي أو شيء impossible، شيء مستحيل، أو unlikely situations، أو مواقف غير حقيقية. The verb in F clause is in the past simple. هذا الباست simple ده ماضي حقيقي؟ لا، بنسميه ماضي مزيف. past simple اللي بقول if I had والله أنا لو كان عندي كذا كنت هسوي كذا. Okay. But we are not talking about the past. We are not talking about specific time. Here we have examples. If I had a ticket, I would come with you. الحقيقة. Does he have a ticket?
No.
No. وما قالش أنا ما عنديش تيكت، لا، لكن قال المعنى اللي قاله واضح. If I had a ticket، والله أنا لو عندي تذكرة I would come with you، كنت جيت معكم. لكن في الحقيقة I haven't got a ticket. طيب. Another one, if you lived in the country, if you lived in the country, you would soon get bored. هل في الحقيقة does he
No.
live in the country?
No.
No, you don't live in the country. Okay. Another one,
Okay.
if I had enough money, I would buy a new mobile. مثلا طالب بيقول if I had enough money, I would buy a new mobile. هل الطالب ده does he have enough money?
Oh, he does.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. ما عنده فلوس لكن بيتخيل. Okay. طيب. Notice that يا جود. We can change the order if clause and the main clause. يعني ممكن نغير الأوردر. يعني you can start with if أو ممكن تخليها في النص. For example, if you lived in the country you would get bored. هذا if clause اهي في الأول، وهذا المين clause، وهذا الكاما في النص. You can use the same but you would soon get bored if you lived in the country. استخدم if هو في النص without comma and start with what? The main clause. Also you can use where instead of was. يعني بدل ما تقولي if I was، لا عادي خالص ممكن تقولي if I were، if he were. For example, if he were a doctor he would help the patient. If he were a doctor he would work for a famous hospital. لكن في الحقيقة he is not a doctor. Okay, Jude?
Okay. Yes.
طيب. if my brother were here he would know what to do. هل أخوها موجود؟
No.
No. If my brother were here now, he would know what to do. طيب, if I were you, I'd go to the doctors. If I were you, I'd go to the doctor. Okay? أنا لو مكانك هروح للدكتور. طيب, we often use if I were you, I'd to give advice. مثلا تنصحي واحد يذاكر تقول له if I were you, I'd study hard for the exam. أنا لو مكانك في الاختبارات دي كنت ذاكرت كويس. طب واحد مريض مثلا قول له if I were you I would see a doctor. اروح للدكتور. Okay? The last one يا جود, we can use might could instead of would. يعني المين clause احنا قلنا نستخدم فيها would. تمام؟ ممكن اغير would واستخدم might او could. might or could. يعني for example if you work it hard you might pass the exam. أو you could pass the exam. أو you would pass the exam. If I borrowed mom's car, I could give you a lift. Okay, so far so good.
Yes.
Right. Now it's time to practice too. Can you please, Jude, read and choose the right answer?
Okay.
Number 1.
If I live in Canada, I'd go skiing every day.
Good. If I lived in Canada, I'd go skiing every day. Good. طيب, in fact, does he live in Canada?
No, he doesn't.
No, لكن exact. طيب, yeah, number 2.
If you would proud.
طيب, ينفع نستخدم would بعد if؟
No, then proud.
So, if you borrowed, اللي ده الاف كلوز ما ينفعش اخذ would. يبقى if you borrowed Tom's bike, ايه اللي هيحصل؟ You could come with us. طيب, next.
If I were you, I'd go to bed early before the exam.
Yes, هنا المين clause. But if I were you, I'd go to bed early before the exam. طيب, 4.
If we were rich, we could buy.
إلا كل دبابة يجود. كل دبابة تحمل وراها يعني لازم آخذ verb 1. We could buy. Next.
Clara, no, Claire
Yes, order.
would order spaghetti bolognese if she were here.
Yes, if she were here. Good. Means what? She isn't here. Type. Next.
I'd ask for.
Excellent. I'd ask for directions if I spoke Russian. Type 7.
If
Petra
were here, were older, she could go with
yeah,
you.
that's right. Go with you to the cinema. Type. If I were you,
I'd take.
Yes, I'd. طبعا أفهم أن apostrophe دي اختصار would. I'd take the train in the city center. Type 9.
We would
Drive.
Yes, we would drive to the coast if we knew the way.
Exactly, if we knew the way. But if he wasn't afraid of spiders,
he'd go to the zoo.
Yes, exactly. Type. Now, complete sentences with the correct form of the verbs.
Okay.
Right? Number 1.
If I have a dog.
I have a dog or I had a dog?
I had a dog.
Excellent. If I had a dog.
I take it.
I take, well, I would take. I
I
would
would
take. اوكي وقلنا would ممكن تاخدي could او might، الثلاثه صح.
mhm.
طيب to
Um, she would travel around the world
yes
if
she would
she
travel around the world if she
um if she won.
won. past من win won. yes. طيب 3 if I be more intelligent.
If I was
قلنا هنا ناخد where عادي خالص. تقولي لي I بتاخد where was، اقول لك صح بس مع if يجوز if I were. ليه؟ لأن لو قلت لك هنا ماضي غير حقيقي، ماضي مزيف، يعني بفترض المستحيل. فاهماني؟ بقول if I were you، لكن خلي بالك بدون if ما ينفعش اخد I were، لازم اقول I was. Okay? But if you have if, yes, you can use were. No problem. طيب next please. So if I were more intelligent،
I'd study.
I'd study. Yes, I'd study أو ممكن نقول I would study. short form أو long form.
Yes.
طيب number 4.
If my sister um
not
um
live.
doesn't live.
لا احنا اتفقنا محتاجين ماضي بسيط، يعني أقول
Yes.
if my sister
And
did not live. Did not live in Australia.
um I saw no I saw
I
I
would
was
see. I would see. I would see. محتاجين would وverb 3. سوري verb 1. Right?
okay
طيب
right.
if you have the
She
opportunity.
has
يا جود كل كلامنا في الماضي. if you had the opportunity you go to the moon. هنا
uh
بس خلي بالك.
you would go.
لا would you go. نبدأ بwould عشان السؤال. would أو could you go to the moon. would you go to the moon.
Yes.
number 6.
Okay, number 6. I would live
yes I would live. good.
in New
I would
York if
in New York if
I
I
had enough
excellent
money.
if I had enough money. good. طيب 7 if we a
Had
garden. excellent if we had a garden we
we could buy them.
exactly we could buy a dog أو ممكن تقولي we might buy a dog. الاثنين صح. أو would buy a dog. طيب here a question يا جود. you take
Okay.
part in a survey in the street if someone ask you.
Would you take
perfect.
part?
excellent. would you take part يعني يشارك. take part in the survey if someone
Someone asked you.
asked you. ماضي بسيط. excellent. طيب 9
If I won
if I won. yes if I won.
the
not give up my job.
I didn't
لا لا
give
لا
up.
هنا المين
No,
كلوز.
I
أنا أقول would not.
yes I would not give up.
would not give up my job. طيب 10
10 they read more book. No,
they would read.
would read. Yes.
yes they would read
Read
more
more
books
books.
if
If
not be.
if they wasn't no weren't.
no weren't. yes they were not. good. so far so good. okay Ju.
Okay.
okay now please match the beginnings in A with the sentence in B. If Amanda understood Italian
She could read the newspaper.
Good.
E.
So this is E. Yes. Like she would retire. She would retire.
If she had enough money.
If she had enough money. Yes. We would go out for dinner.
If it wasn't so cold.
Okay. If it wasn't so cold. Yes. I'd take you there.
If I had a car.
Yes. If he wanted a new job.
He'd look for one.
Yes, good. If I were you.
I wouldn't buy
I
that.
wouldn't. Exactly. I wouldn't buy that coat. Excellent, Jude. Well done. Okay, so now please go back to page 100, I think. Yes, to have further practice. Right? Yes, come to practice here. Choose the right to complete the sentences. Can you do this, please?
Okay.
If
I won £1 million, I would spend.
Okay, if I won £1 million, I would spend, yes, it on holidays and cars. Type 2.
I would go to the moon if
Yes.
I had.
Good. 3.
If I could travel back in time, I would visit.
If I could travel, بس غريبة هنا قبل. I would visit, yes, the time of my grandparents. Okay.
If I had
Yes.
a
Superpower.
superpower for a day, I would choose to be
Invisible. Yes. Invisible يعني can't be seen. يعني غير مرئي. Type 5.
If I found 500 on the street, I would keep it.
Yes, I would keep it. Type number 6.
If I could have dinner
Okay.
with a famous person, I would choose.
Okay. 7.
I would provide.
I would provide, yes,
Provide free health care
care
for all
if I
if I was.
president. Yes. Number 8.
If I was rich and famous, I would live in Hollywood.
Yes, excellent. يا جود ما شاء الله عليك. Perfect. Amazing. Now, complete questions and make them correct the form of the verb in brackets. Right? So, how would you feel if you live alone on a desert island? Mhm.
If you was.
If you live هنا, live. How would you feel if you lived? If you lived alone on a desert island. طيب, number 2. If you were on a desert island. هنا question خلي بالك. You be good at surviving?
Would you?
Yes. Would you be? Would you be good at surviving? Yes.
If you took one song or piece of music, what would you take?
Exactly. What would you take? What would you take? Yes.
If you
have to choose one book to take, what would it be?
If you had.
Exactly, if you had to choose. Right. 5. If you had to choose either the book or the song, which one
Would you choose?
would you choose? Yes. Would you choose? Right. 6. If you decide to take, if you decided, yes, that's right. 7. What you take if you could take one luxury item?
What would you take?
Yes, what would you take? Good.
If you had to choose either the useful item or the luxury item, which one would you choose?
Okay, which one would you choose? Would you choose? Excellent, Yajud. Excellent. This is how to use past continuous and conditional sentences. Okay, so far so good.
Yes.
Right. So we still have take part in a survey, and this survey only, and speaking. So we can, inshallah, finish it in our next class tomorrow, bismillah. Okay? But please try to finish all the grammar and the vocabulary, because you have this unit, you have a lot of spelling words, and please try to use the structures using if and would like and like to express your likes or dislikes. Okay, Jude?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Take care. Have a nice weekend. Thank you. Manin.